What happens when a Sigma female, the mysterious independent woman who values her solitude and inner strength, suddenly cuts you off? No explanation, no warning, just silence. It feels like a whirlwind, doesn't it? One moment you're vibing, building a connection, and the next, she's gone without a trace. But why? Why do Sigma females walk away so suddenly? Is it something you did, or is there a deeper, harsher truth behind her decision? Welcome, everyone. In today's video, we're diving deep into the mind of the Sigma female, those strong, independent women who follow their own path, and why they can leave you behind without a second thought. By the end of this video, you'll have a clearer understanding of the key reasons a Sigma female suddenly cuts ties, and most importantly, what you can do about it. Whether you've experienced this firsthand or are simply curious, get ready for a deep dive into the world of the Sigma female mindset. Before we begin, if you enjoy the video, please hit the like button. If you have not already, please subscribe and enable the bell to view all future videos on this topic. Now let us get started. Sigma females, they're not your ordinary women. They're independent, self-reliant, and a bit of a mystery. Indeed, Sigma females are a distinctive breed. They exude an air of quiet confidence and self-sufficiency that sets them apart. While they may not be the life of the party, their strength lies in their introspective nature, their ability to think deeply, and their self-assured independence. Sigma females are introverted, but don't mistake this for shyness. They are perfectly capable of social interaction. However, they prefer their own company to the hustle and bustle of social scenes. They choose solitude, not because they disdain others, but because they value the peace and tranquility it brings. This introspective lifestyle allows them to cultivate a rich inner world. They are thinkers, dreamers, and doers, constantly exploring new ideas and possibilities within their minds. They are innately curious, always learning, always growing. Their need for solitude extends to their relationships as well. They forge connections, yes, but they do so on their own terms. They value deep, meaningful relationships over superficial ones, and aren't afraid to cut ties with those who don't respect their boundaries or understand their need for space. So, what happens when a Sigma female suddenly cuts you off? It's not a decision they take lightly, but if they feel their space is being invaded, or their solitude is being compromised, they won't hesitate to take a step back. They are fiercely protective of their independence, and won't allow anyone to jeopardize it. Sigma females are not cold-hearted. They simply value their space and solitude. But what happens when you cross their boundaries? Well, let's delve into that in the next scene. Remember, understanding a Sigma female requires recognizing their unique traits and respecting their need for solitude. It's not about changing them, but about appreciating them for who they truly are. Cross a Sigma female's boundary, and you might find yourself on the outside looking in. The Sigma female, the lone wolf of the socio-sexual hierarchy, values her boundaries like a protective shield. It's her unique way of maintaining her independence, her individuality, and her self-esteem. Imagine a scenario where you're at a party with a Sigma female. She's not the life of the party, but she's engaging in her own way, quietly observing and participating when she feels comfortable. You decide to playfully tease her about her silent demeanor, not realizing that you're crossing a boundary. You see, for a Sigma female, her quiet nature is not a weakness, but a strength. It's her way of processing the world around her. So, when you poke fun at it, you're inadvertently disrespecting her individuality. And just like that, you might find yourself cut off. Or consider a situation where you're in a working relationship with a Sigma female. She's diligent, hardworking, and keeps to herself, but you mistake her independence for aloofness. You try to force her into group projects, not understanding that she works best alone. You've crossed a boundary, disregarding her work style. The result? she might just choose to sever ties with you. These examples are not meant to scare you away from interacting with Sigma females. On the contrary, they're designed to help you understand their unique traits and the importance of respecting their boundaries. Sigma females are not aloof or antisocial. They are independent, self-reliant women who value their space and individuality. They thrive when their boundaries are respected and flounder when they're not. Remember, boundaries are not walls meant to keep people out. They are guidelines that ensure mutual respect and understanding. When you respect a Sigma female's boundaries, you're acknowledging her individuality, her independence, and her unique way of engaging with the world. There's no room for negotiation when it comes to a Sigma female's boundaries. Cross them, and you're out. So, next time you find yourself in the company of a Sigma female, remember to respect her boundaries. It's the key to understanding and appreciating the mysterious, fascinating world of the Sigma female. Ready for the harsh truth about why a Sigma female might cut you off? Let's dive into the deep end, shall we? It's no secret that Sigma females are fiercely independent, valuing their solitude and peace above all else. They are the wolves who roam alone, the eagles who fly solo. Now, imagine if someone were to disrupt that tranquility. It's like trying to cage a wild bird. It just doesn't work. A Sigma female may cut you off if she feels her mental peace is being disturbed. This isn't about being antisocial or aloof. It's about preserving that precious headspace, that serene bubble where she thrives. She is not one to tolerate drama or unnecessary complications. If you bring chaos into her world, you might just find yourself on the outside looking in. Then there's the issue of respect for her independence. Sigma females are not damsels in distress. They are their own knights in shining armor. They value their freedom and autonomy, and anyone who tries to stifle that will likely face the cold, hard truth of being cut off. You see, a Sigma female is not one to be controlled or owned. She is her own person with her own dreams and ambitions. If she feels that someone is trying to limit her or put her in a box, she won't hesitate to sever ties. It's not about being cold-hearted. It's about self-preservation. Lastly, crossing a Sigma female's boundary is a surefire way to get cut off. These women set clear boundaries for their well-being and peace of mind. If you overstep those boundaries, disregarding her needs and feelings, you shouldn't be surprised when the drawbridge is suddenly pulled up. So the harsh truth is, if you're cut off, you've likely crossed a boundary, disrespected her independence, or disrupted her peace. Remember, a Sigma female's world is one of tranquility and independence. If you can't respect that, then you're probably not meant to be in it. So you've been cut off by a Sigma female? What now? Well, folks, it's time to dive into the final chapter of our enlightening journey, the Sigma way forward. First things first, it's crucial to understand that being cut off doesn't necessarily denote the end of the world. It's a sign, a beacon, if you will, signaling that it's time for self-reflection. Why, you might ask? Well, it's simple. Sigma females are fiercely independent and value their solitude. They wouldn't sever ties without a solid reason. So, take a step back and analyze. What could have led to this? Was it a lack of respect for her space? Or perhaps a misunderstanding that snowballed into something more? It's critical to identify the cause and learn from it. Now, let's move on to respect. No, we're not talking about your basic please and thank you. We're talking about the deep-seated respect for a Sigma female's individuality, her choices, and her space. And remember, respect is a two-way street. When you respect her world, she is more likely to let you in. Understanding is the third pillar of moving forward. Sigma females are often misunderstood due to their unique lifestyle and choices. To make amends, it's essential to understand what makes them tick. They are not the type to follow the crowd, and they don't expect you to either, but they do expect you to understand why they don't. Lastly, be patient. Healing takes time. and so does rebuilding a relationship. If you've truly understood and respected her space and choices, the Sigma female might just consider letting you back into her world. But don't rush it. Let her set the pace. In essence, moving forward after being cut off by a Sigma female requires a blend of self-reflection, respect, understanding, and patience. It's not an easy task, but then again, nothing worth having ever is. Remember, a Sigma female's world is her own. Respect that, and you might just find your way back in.